Cheers, everybody. Hope you're all well and safe from the storm, which is blitzing most of the UK. If in America, you won't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, welcome back to another video, and this one is the third video. I put another poll up this week regarding beer reviewing, if you want to call it that, or pissheads just talking about beer on YouTube, which I prefer, to be honest. And I'll put another poll up, and this one's about the length of beer reviews. Now, I am guilty of doing over egging the cake, if you want to call it that, of doing reviews which just go on. And I've done reviews in the past, and I'll be honest with you, I've watched them back and I think, Jesus Christ, it's like pulling teeth for 20 minutes. It really is. So I've asked you lot out there a question regarding length of beer reviews. And I've said, it said, cheers everyone. Got another question for you all, which I will do a video based on the results of this poll. And my question is, what do you consider to be the ideal length of a beer review? Now, bearing in mind that every beer reviewer on YouTube has their own style of doing it. Me, I tend to just whatever I feel like on the day will be the result of the length of the beer review. That's the way I roll anyway. But anyway, so I put up the categories. It says 1 to 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and as long as it takes. So the results have rolled in. So thank you everybody who have voted for this. It says 1 to 5 minutes, 14%, 5 to 10 minutes, 53%, 10 to 15 minutes, 0%, as long as it takes 33%. So the majority of you say that 5 to 10 minutes it should be the average time, and I have to say I have to agree with you on that. I'll be honest, it is, length isn't everything in this game, I'll tell you. Maybe in some sorts of aspects of life, but length in beer reviewing, it's not really, because I've always thought that you get over that 10-minute mark, you're into unknown territory. It's kind of like you've got like sent a spaceship off from Earth and it's gone beyond the solar system and it's gone into unknown territory. And for me, that first minute to 10 minutes it feels exactly like that. As soon as you get beyond that 10-minute mark, you're in no man's land, or gone beyond what man has gone in beer review terms. Anyway, hardly get any comments on that. I'm not going to mention the comments on that. So, as we see, I'll just get that up again. That's the result. So, thank you for everybody for voting. What do I think? For me, again, it falls into the category of how good you are or what style you want to purvey yourself as a beer reviewer. 1 to 5 minutes. If you could get all the information that you feel personally satisfied with across to the viewer, then go for it. 5 to 10 minutes for me personally, that is where I want to go. 5 to 10 minutes. I think for me, 5 to 10 minutes. Bearing in mind, I've just reviewed this, and this has taken me into 12 minutes. So it's I think it's down to the beer. It's down to the beer. It's down to the style of beer. It's down to the what has gone into the beer, the love and the care that's gone into the beer, the style of the beer, the price of the beer. Also, I think does take that into account regarding the length of the beer review. Because I'll be honest, for me personally, if I have spent a lot of money on a beer, I want to give it a good review. I want to make sure I get everything what this beer is about, especially if it's from a brewery or a very well-renowned brewery. for me, I need to get all the information out I can as possible, because that swings it. I think it swings it for people who, if I see, a £10 beer or £9 beer, it swings it for them whether to get it or not. And I think for me, the satisfaction type of, from the satisfaction point of view, getting all that information of a fairly expensive, exclusive beer, get that across, then I feel I've done the beer justice. As long as it takes 32%, it does that for me. 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, I can see why people haven't voted for that, because you don't want to see somebody reviewing a can of Foster's for 10 to 15 minutes, do you? So generically, when it comes to 10 to 15 minutes, for me, I expect that from a beer of that type of caliber. You know what I mean? It's a bit, certain styles of beer, barrel aged beers, or beers what cost a lot of money, import US beers, for me, they need to have that kind of like attention for 7 to 10 minutes. If you paid a lot of money, you need to give that beer the consideration that you bought that beer for, in a way. So for me, it's a little bit like last year's poll. I've already got a poll in my mind for next week, and I'm going to switch the polls down round to you, the viewer, as opposed from beer reviewers. I'm looking at the beer buyers. So next week there'll be another poll up. For this one, what do I think? There's beer reviewers out there who can condense everything they need to put into a beer in 1 to 5 minutes. There's beer reviewers out there who can do it in 5 to 10 minutes. There's beer reviewers out there which I think, what I fall in the category is to put in as much as they can, irrespective of how much time they aim at. So there isn't any right or wrong, but judging by you as a YouTube viewer, overall, you think 5 to 10 minutes is the ideal length. So on that score, yeah, I'll go with that. But overall, I think, as long as you make the review entertaining, engaging, create questions within the review for the viewer and for people to kind of like really, ask themselves whether or not, or make people actually decide to buy a beer based on your review, then it's job done, in a way. And that's what I look for anyway. So thank you again for everybody voting this week. Next week we'll have another question up, but I'm gonna twist it and I'm gonna aim it at you, the viewer. See you on the next one. Cheers, everyone. Big.